Welcome back to Everything Money. We're so happy you joined us. Biogen popped again. They got approved for a drug. Mo, we're going to cut to Mo here because he knows all about these pharmaceuticals. Mo, I chuckle during your morning show. Someone will say, this guy has no clue what he's talking about. I'm like, Mo literally goes to medical conference, these boring medical conferences to listen to these people, these drug makers. Both of these folks, Paul and Mo next to me, both of their fathers are well-known doctors and very successful doctors. So Mo, tell us what in Lord's name is going on with Biogen. Obviously, they got approved. The price jumped from $286 to $3 something, maybe even higher than that. I was very lucky because I had my 20 shares. My son, Paul Gio, not so lucky. He sold them recently.
Oh, that's okay. But did you sell yours?
I did not.
No, because it's part of the...
No, it's not. No,
it's not?
It's not. No, I bought these after you and I spoke about them.
Oh, I thought they were part of the magic formula.
So they were in some capacity. Somebody in our Patreon has this in their magic formula, and they messaged me like, should I sell? And I said, if this is part of your magic formula, do not sell.
Thank you very
much. The profits are so big. I'm like, oh my God, do not sell. Don't deviate.
So Mo, tell us what happened for the general people who are looking for news. What happened with Biogen yesterday? What is this drug, and what are your hesitations with this? Because you know more about it than me.
So basically, there's a drug that came out, and it's called aducanumab. It's for Alzheimer's treatment. There has not been an Alzheimer's treatment drug passed in the FDA since 2003. So this is very rare because it is such a difficult treatment when it comes to the brain. The problem with the brain is that the only way to truly study the brain is after a patient passes away. So you can't look at the brain when it's alive. So this drug is without a doubt the most controversial approval from the FDA of all time.
Now, why do you say that? You said that this morning. I couldn't grasp it.
The efficacy of the drug is only 22%. And there's a lot of really bad side effects to this drug.
What's efficacy?
How effective the drug is. So it's showing against placebo that it is slowing progression of the disease, but the side effects are really bad. I mean, you have a lot of increased pressure in the brain, which is bad. A lot of brain bleeds when you have a certain protein abnormality that comes with this disease. But there's a lot of people that are, they said that this drug was going to go to $400 a share if it got approved. Got approved, went to $468.
Wow.
Now it's not.
Now everybody look, it's at $381 from yesterday's $468. I mean, look at this. $468.55 was its peak yesterday.
So Paul, why were we've been doing videos about Biogen, telling people we loved it for months. Why were you always in love with this company?
So they have a little short-term pipeline issue, right?
Yeah.
But their long-term pipeline was a great set of drugs. And that's why long-term, if you're willing to be patient 3, 4, 5 years and build a position, I was trying to build a position with puts. I got some shares assigned to me. I also got some shares taken away from me. I unfortunately did not have Biogen yesterday because they got taken away from me at 280 in a previous covered call. And I was fine with that. I'd made some good money. Tim, our esteemed CEO and head, he had Biogen that he purposely bought on his own, not part of the magic formula. And he sold yesterday at 430 or something like that?
Right away, as soon as it opened up.
Oh, really?
44% gain yesterday.
Now, for those of you who might have Biogen as part of your magic formula, what are we telling you to do?
Stay the course.
Leave it.
Stay the course.
Hold it. Diamond hands, Paul.
Was that
Diamond hands.
Diamond hands.
Guys, if you're buying a stock as a part of a systematic trading or systematic investing, process like the magic formula, your job is to keep the stock until the 1 year mark, and then you do. It is very exciting to see the stock jump up and you want to take profits. That is at the point of the formula. The formula, when back tested, works over long periods of time and not knowing what happens month to month, year to year, etc. Correct?
What Paul's talking about is Joel Greenblatt's book and system, The Little Book That Beats the Market. Paul turned this on to me. If you haven't read it and you're new to investing, it's an incredible read. We talk about it on the show all the time, but basically the book talks about just how amazing this system is. And I bought into this system last July. I bought my 30 stocks. I spent 150 grand, which is now well over $265,000.
Is it really?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And
you're up over 60%.
Yes, that's correct.
And the big thing about the magic formula is you're going to have these stocks that go up 40, 50, 60%. You're going to have the EBICs where they had issues. They're going to go down maybe 30, 40, whatever.
Yep.
The idea is to be in the middle and then get a little bit on top over a long period of time.
So stay tuned. At the end of this month, June, we're going to be doing this live, probably for the patrons, or definitely a show as well as what I'm selling, what I'm newly buying, and when I'm doing it when we approach the 1 year mark. But back to Biogen, Paul.
But wait a second, I want to make a comment. Seth, you're up over 60%, and the S&P is only up like 30-some%. call it 40. So you're crushing. And that's a short-term thing. Like, a lot of people in our Discord always like, Paul, this was so awesome. Thank you for the advice. I'm like, guys, don't go on short-term, but it does make sense intuitively why the magic formula works. It buys low PE, high return on asset stocks. Biogen's one of them. At the time, the PE was like 8 or 9. And has a high return on assets. Drug companies tend to, because once you create the drug, it's very low capital required, and then it just spits out money.
Yeah, so stay tuned in this month. We'll update my little book stock. But Paul, back to Biogen. Tell me this. Are you now falling out of love with Biogen because of this massive stock price?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Seth. When you run it through our stock analyzer tool, it still has Biogen worth $400+ at current levels. But if you're doing your own personal analysis in it, they still need to get a few drugs through the finish line to replenish the drugs they're going to be losing. Because I think they were losing a drug.
They have quite a few coming.
That's going to drop revenue quite a bit. So that's why I'm a fan of Biogen sub 250. It allows you to buy some time to lose some drugs and get some more drugs approved and selling. So I'm not buying Biogen at $400 a share or anywhere close to that, only because of if you're looking at an individual analysis, you're looking at Biogen saying they're going to lose some drugs and it's going to take some time to get drugs in the market. I do think there's going to be, go ahead, Mo, about...
Well, that's why I want to get to Mo, Paul. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
Mo, you said, mark my words, this is going to happen. Now, we're not going to spread misinformation, but you believe...
And the people that I've talked to, different physicians, I've talked to one person who's in the Alzheimer's field. There was a story, somebody wrote this in the Yahoo Finance this morning. I do believe that because this drug is so controversial, and it is having bad side effects on a lot of patients in its clinical trials, in 6 to 18 months, I do think this drug will be pulled by the FDA.
Wow.
Yeah. This drug is just, it's dangerous.
So why did the FDA go so quickly to approve it then?
So a lot of stories I've been reading on the internet, Bloomberg, BBC, this and that, they're saying that there's a large Alzheimer's lobbyist, and they're very powerful. So that might be contributing to why this thing was pushed through by the FDA. I'm not saying that it's true or not, but it's just something to think about, something to maybe be there in the back of your mind.
Paul, this disease, Alzheimer's, scares me the most. It runs terribly in my family.
But your mom she's fine.
She's sharp, but
And she's what, 75?
Yeah, 73. My grandmother didn't make it very long. My dear aunt studied Alzheimer's for 20 years. It got her in quick. I mean,
really? But how old was she got it?
62, Paul.
So your mom's doing well. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. The whole point is your mom's 73 and not showing. So besides her Facebook posts, I'm really happy to see.
I'm really happy to see some progressions in this field because
and there will be a lot of progression. By the way, there will be a lot of progression in the field of Alzheimer's because if you study aging, this is one of the most. You always hear people say, "I want to live a long, quality life." If you said to somebody, "Hey, you're going to live to 100, but the last 10 years you're going to be a vegetable," what would they say? Ended at 90. They'd be like, listen, I don't want to have that.
Sure.
There is going to be, especially as people are having less births, we're going to need people longer working, and we want people to have longer quality of life, good quality of life. Alzheimer's and brain dementia in general will be a very, very, very aggressive form of medicine, and the things are going to be spending a lot of money on research. And I think that'll be the big thing.
I think there's one more thing noteworthy to say about the stock. There's a lot of physicians out there. There's a big Alzheimer's group somewhere in the United States, and they're saying that they will not use this drug on patients just because they don't think that the effectiveness of the drug matches the cost of the drug, which is going to be about $56,000 per year of treatment.
Yeah, that's expensive.
And they're saying that it's not going to be effective enough to justify that pricing. Now, insurance will cover a lot of it, but that's a big thing that we need to look at for revenue of this company. Is this drug actually going to sell? We don't know.
So the company, the company goes from 468 down to right now 380 in a matter of 24 hours. Maybe it's starting to, this is the whole like, hey, buy on the, sell the news, buy on the rumor, whatever it is. It's just, you look at this saying, maybe people are now starting to go, okay, well, what's this drug really doing? It's the stuff that Mo's saying. What's really going to happen? Is it possible that this drug even goes back to previous levels? Yeah, I mean, look at earlier in the year. Let's go to our Everything Money chart. Look at this pop they had earlier this year, or last year. Remember this?
Yep.
What was the drug announcement on this one?
Yeah, they were saying that there was going to be in March 7th of 2021, that the FDA was going to approve the drug or deny the drug on March 7th. So that was
this drug.
That's this drug, yeah.
So guys, we saw a pop here.
Was made.
We saw a pop here, back to normal levels.
Yep.
I mean, you see a pop here. Who knows what's going to happen?
It's going to come back to normal levels.
If Biogen has so let's pull up our stock analyzer tool. This is the tool we're using for our website. We're going to be putting this on the website. It'll allow you to put any stock you want in there and say, okay, what should I pay for the stock? Now look at this, guys. Revenue growth in the last 5 years has been 2.2%. I'm assuming revenue, share buybacks, they've bought back 8.75% annualized of their shares. I'm cutting profit margin down 50%, 50%, 80%. So revenue growth decreasing by 50%, share buyback by 50%, and profit margin decreasing it by 20%. Net present value of 10%. We still have a value of the stock pretty much where it's at right now, 380. And if you go and we just map the last 5 years, everything's the last 5 years, you have a stock price of 666. Now, this assumes revenue growth of only 2.2%. So is Biogen potentially still a value play at 380? Yeah, potentially so. But again, just like everything, garbage in, garbage out. I'm not saying these assumptions are garbage, but I want you to remember that these assumptions don't, when it's a calculation, don't factor in the actual assessment of what's going to happen in the future. So factor that in there when you're using our stock analyzer tool. You're supposed to input the data based on what you believe is going to happen in the future. I think the short term is going to be a lower revenue and a lower profit increase. If actually revenue will probably decline in the next few years, and that's why this isn't showing that number in there. That's what you have to remember, guys, about all of this. So keep that in mind with any stock you look at. It's just you have to factor in what is the growth potential, what's happening with the stock, especially with drug companies. They will lose a stock like that, but they can gain a stock very quickly as well.
Yep.
This company was founded in Geneva, Switzerland, Paul. Maybe we'll go have a little
knock on the door.
Have a little seance over there.
Yes. Hi. Can we please have a sample of your Alzheimer's drug?
I might need it by then. That is our take. That is our take on Biogen, Paul. I meant to tell you, your PDUFA looks wonderful in those pants.
My PDUFA?
Yeah, the PDUFA. Yep. That's our take on Biogen, guys. If this resonates with you, looking at the math, the numbers, feel free to join our Patreon. If you've never been in a Patreon below, you might be like, what is that? A Patreon is in the description, is in the link below. And if you've never joined one, maybe today's the day. Take a look. You do get our Everything Money software, and we're giving away a Tesla in a mere 4,000 subscribers, Paul. Should be quite exciting. So
yes, it is.
One of you patrons will be driving a brand new Tesla Model 3 in the very near future. That's our take on Biogen. Thumbs up, tickle the thumbs up on the way out. And we'll see you next video, guys. Thanks for watching.